Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Right now, today we are going to have a champion showcase that I have actually been patiently waiting for quite a while. And Akoris actually has a YouTube channel of his own where he will inevitably have even more footage of his rank 4 Annihilus. So I will leave a link in the video description to his channel. Before we go any further, I must say a huge thank you to Evzone, which is exactly how Akoris sent over all of this footage. If you have some interesting rank ups or you want to get in touch with me, definitely check out Evzone. It's one of the best ways how to get in touch with me and the best way how to send over video files to me without compromising the quality. Just tap on, try it for free, enter your username, enter your email, account's going to be created for you, and just then add my email and drop me a message and you can send me all of the gameplay and video files you want. So definitely check that out in the video description. But for now, we have a rank 4 Annihilus, and I actually have loads of clips to show you guys. He was very generous in the amount of videos that he sent over. And we're going to start off with a damage showcase in Labyrinth of Legends against Old Man Logan. I also have Star-Lord fight, which I may or may not show later. We'll see how we're doing on time, because I do genuinely think we have enough here for like 2 videos or maybe even 3, depending how many clips I show. But here we can see that Annihilus, obviously at rank 4 without his level 2, doesn't hit that hard. However, as soon as you drop that level 2, you get like 12 Furies, and we can see like 40k plus crits. At this point, 15k medium non-crits, 28k like light crits and stuff. And all of a sudden, Annihilus is actually a bit of a damage beast. Now, Annihilus does have a lot of pieces of utility that a lot of people are somewhat unaware of. Number one is the fact that the more stifles on opponent, the more combat power that he has. So you can also pause your stifles with level 1, which just makes it easier to get to your following special attacks and obviously maintain your stifles and then drop a big special. And you can see that Old Man Logan's there absolutely is going to drop now. This away did kind of screw him over, made him lose a couple of Furies, but still, even with 10 Furies active, you can see that he's easily doing like 15k light crits right there. And the Old Man is already at 50% of his HP even before Annihilus reaches 100 hit mark. Annihilus is a bit of a tempo champion where you do want your opponent to be aggressive for the best results. And typically in kind of like longer fights, you kind of basically want to drop a couple of level 1s to be able to build up more stifles and then go for level 2 in order to capitalize on those Furies that you gain. In shorter fights, you basically just want to build to level 2s, and that is how you're going to get your damage. Now, there are several additional kind of unique, interesting things to Annihilus, because he does have access to multiples of immunities, and he's also immune to power control, power modification from a bunch of champions, if I'm not mistaken. And in general, there is actually more to him than a lot of people realize, because typically in people's minds, Annihilus is quite virtually just a defensive nightmare champion, which is hard to parry and then goes unstoppable and just kind of can be a very big pain in the ass. But offensively, he definitely also has a ton of uses, and Akoris has been standing by him for a really, really long time. So I'm very happy for him that he finally has taken him up to rank 4. Here we can see that Old Man Logan fights over 171 hits, only 2 minutes, 26 seconds is what it took. But let's check him out. Annihilus with Darkhawk synergy against Peni Parker. This should also be quite interesting. So one of the coolest things about Annihilus is that, yeah, we have this recent trend of Cosmic Champions being able to counter Peni Parker, but before Hulkling, before maybe Valkyrie coming out and perhaps Gore, we'll see how that works out, we definitely had one of the best Peni Parker counters in the game in Annihilus if you could squeeze in that Darkhawk synergy, because basically whenever opponent auto-blocks you, you go unblockable. You kind of taunt yourself, which makes Annihilus unblockable at the time. Annihilus is also one of the champions that you absolutely do not want to taunt. It's one of more unique and interesting abilities, how it interacts right there. You basically can see it here in a second. As soon as Peni is going to try and auto-block Annihilus, you can see that there is a half-a-second taunt active every time he hits, and that makes Annihilus unstoppable and unblockable. And he basically completely, utterly bypasses everything and anything Peni Parker has to offer, and that's it. As long as you can fit Darkhawk on your team, Annihilus is just a Chad in these type of matchups and situations. It also obviously would work against any nodes that trigger auto block. It would work against Medusa. It would work against Omega Sentinel because you just basically go unblockable. It would work against MODOK or which other champions have these auto block abilities. The downside is obviously that it does require synergy. The upside is that you do not have to do absolutely anything. You just strike the opponent. If they happen to auto block, you go unstoppable, you go unblockable, and that's all there is to it. So in this fight, obviously, he purposely isn't using level 2 or any special attacks, just to kind of showcase exactly how useful that piece of utility is. Now here he's trying to get out level 2, so Peni would trigger the auto block again. And yeah, you can see that every single time without fail, it's guaranteed unstoppable, it's guaranteed unblockable, and Peni can go and suck a fat one. Right, interaction with buffed Deadpool exports. This is also going to be quite cool, because here you don't need the Darkhawk synergy. It's that Deadpool exports obviously is a champion that will place a lot of taunts, either by heavy attacks or either eating level 2s on a block or whatever it is. And obviously, as long as Annihilus is taunted, you are fully unstoppable and unblockable. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Now, ideally, he would have wanted to push Deadpool to level 2, because then he can get multiples of taunts placed on himself without eating a heavy attack. But yeah, that is a nice hidden trick there that Annihilus definitely has. It works with any taunt from any champion. Like here, the only thing you have to do is just basically eat some special 2 hits and block, and you're good to go. Obviously, willpower healing also is a thing, which is quite awesome. And be aware of the fact that you do not want to taunt the Annihilus. Sector 8, Zone 5 Ultron boss. Let's take a look what is happening here. So now Sector 8, Zone 5, that's not too high. As we can see, the PI is only 45k, 200k HP. But let's see how Annihilus happens to tackle him this time around. And yeah, let's get to it. Now this fight does seem to have the node where if you dash back twice, then you do get the disorient buff, which is neat. It also has strategic sabotage. He's probably going to be showcasing here, I think, more of a strategic sabotage than Annihilus himself, but definitely quite easy. You do need to be careful of that evade. That evade can trip you up for sure. And let's see what kind of a nice chill finish here. Nice level 2 evade there. Not the easiest special attack to get away from. Kind of somewhat similar to Spidey, I'd say, but obviously that would be well overkill. Sector 8, Zone 10 boss, Ultron and Buffet. Interesting. So let's see how it works out for him here in Zone 10. And yeah, we still have so many clips. I think I'll definitely leave that Star-Lord clip and a bunch others for the next video. If we do make a follow-up, let me know if you guys want to see a follow-up or this Annihilus video. I personally love this type of rank ups. Definitely not all that common. Right, we do need to fast forward here. Finally, he gets to enter the fight. We have Sprite, Backward Roller, Power Axis 2, and Buffet. Now, obviously, Annihilus is a Cosmic Champion, which means that he's buff reliant, and he's going to be triggering lots of buffs. Now, on the bright side, I do think that Annihilus gets so many buffs that he should be able to bypass the Buffet quite easily. Only thing you need to make sure, obviously, is that the road is active, so you can start stacking stifles and do everything else. Other than that, now past this point, I do think that, yeah, the Buffet is going to be somewhat meaningless. It's going to, you know, annoy you at some points, but not the worst thing. Here, he's only working with 3 Furies, but obviously incursions still have plenty of additional attack modifiers and ways how to increase your damage. Very, well, cheeky evade somewhat there. And let's see how he does here. Obviously, continuously armor breaking that Ultron is actually very, very useful, because a lot of people don't remember that Ultron reduces opponents' offensive ability accuracy by a lot for each armor break that he has. And if you do not get rid of those armor breaks, then it can be quite a dull, frustrating fight frequently against this guy. So here he goes, gets another 2 Furies. Not the worst damage output at all, considering that he consistently needs to contest with the Buffet node as well. He gains prowess, sweet. There are no stifles to pause, unfortunately. but that Ultron is already down to 20%, and he has basically healed almost to full. We're in 5 chapter 2.1, Annihilus interaction with... this is going to be interesting. Let's see what we have here. As I said, there's quite a lot of clips to choose from in this case. We are... Well, I guess we can check out Cav EQ from month of June in 1.2. So what was the node here for Cav EQ? Was it the armor break one, or was it for the unique buff ones? But obviously Cav EQ often does quite wonders to bring out the best out of some champions. So let's see how it looks here. But for... Okay, we're going to finish with roll run best fights against Captain Marvel, Storm, and a few others. And then I'm going to leave Star-Lord fight and some other interesting titles for part 2, possibly, if you guys are interested. But here we go. So how many Furies he has here? 4. By the time you get level 2, the opponent's dead. That's well, it's not really a long fight showcase here, is it? Now let's see again what happens. So basically you armor break everything that they have to offer. No problem there. You get your power gain. Awesome. Let's see. And is he gonna go for level 2 as well? Straight up, or he needs to bait out that low. Out of all the champions, Iron Man typically is the one that has not much issues dropping his specials, but... Oh, there we go. He only has 4 Furies here from the node, but that is already more than enough. Basically, level 2 spells the end of the fight here as well. Now we have Carnage, fairly interesting. Let's see. Once again, now unfortunately he's not one of the tagged champions for this node, so he does not get to cover those Furies over from fight to fight. But you know, realistically he doesn't need to in particular now, does he? Now here Carnage goes for a special 1, sweet. He gains 2 Furies, another 2 activating special attack. And again, after the first level 2, even with like 8 Furies only, there's hardly any life left in that Carnage. And yeah, it's a very brisk pace where every single fight finishes with a level 2 or with a combo after that level 2. Against Hulkbuster, again, shouldn't be much of an issue here, except that Hulkbuster does armor break, doesn't he? And the rod does get affected by armor breaks, which can be very, very annoying. It's awesome that you can get rid of Annihilus's rod with an armor break when you're fighting against Annihilus. It absolutely sucks when you are using Annihilus. It is quite an annoying interaction right there, but here he waits for his rod to come back online, drops his level 2, and obviously with all those Furies, with everything else, the fight is pretty much immediately over. That is one of the biggest weaknesses, obviously, and for Annihilus to function, he has to keep his rod active. And unfortunately, whenever he gets armor broken, he also loses that. Now, Rogue definitely will not be the best opponent to Annihilus because of the quick debuff shrug. I'm kind of wondering, should I rank 3 Annihilus myself? I could. It's one of those champions. Nova and Annihilus are like both of the champions. I'm thinking that would be kind of neat and naughty to rank up for Battlegrounds. I do think there could be some metas where Annihilus could be potentially very, very effective. So I'm gonna give it a thought. I do think I have him duped. Take a quick glance here to my cosmic roster. Would I want to rank there? I think it would be kind of cool. And I only recently ranked up Odin in Cosmic class, I think, so I could possibly afford myself with a bit of Annihilus rank up. Let's take a look. Do I have Annihilus duped? Yes, I do. Very sweet. Rank 1, duped Annihilus, Sig 40 even. Not too bad. Maybe. Who knows? Right, but here we know the score anyways. Level 2, nuke, and the fight's pretty much over. Alright, let's check out the best of his Realm of Legends run here then, shall we? So he has Sauron as the main synergy. Basically everything else is kind of irrelevant. 3 Odin pre-fights. I don't know why he's bringing Nick along though. I don't think Nick really affects Annihilus, does he? Special 1 lock stifle, special 2 to max stifle to convert to furies. No special 3 needed. Awesome. I'm gonna slightly increase the screen here because it kind of shrunk a bit. So no special 3 needed. Wonderful. Special 1, lock in your stifles. Go for special 2. Everything's awesome. So he has 12 stifles here. He's going to want to get... Well, he already got to level 2. Sweet, with 12 furies. And obviously here you can see the Big Daddy damage. And at this point he has 20k medium crits. And, you know, that Winter Soldier is not going to live for quite a long time, is he? Ah, he did eat at level 1. Oh, no. All good though. Fortunately, the furies expire right now. So will he have to go for another? No, he just goes for level 2 straight up, even though it's only 3 furies. Still, the Winter Soldier is only at like 20-some% health, so it will not be too long to finish it. And even with 3 furies, like already like 11k medium crits, you know, it's not bad at all. You still get that 4th fury as well there. And it's definitely workable amount of damage, even with just like 3 furies. And so here he's gonna build up. Like, oh no, he goes for lower. Bad AI in the first fight. Yeah, this fight, you know, I feel as though it could have been done somewhat quicker. Right, definitely do not forget that after this video you can go to Akoris channel and check out even more Annihilus gameplay. But let's see how he does in this fight. I also want to see him completely nuke down that Wolverine fight. This is a bit of a long clip, but it's quite alright. So let's see how he gets on here. So he has 7 stifles, 6, 7, 7, sweet, 8 with that level 1, lock in, 9. Now with 9 stifles again, you already have quite significant increase in your combat power rate. He's being super aggressive there. He wants to rush to his level 2 because that's the name of the game. That's how you get your furies. He has his 12 stifles, no problem. Unfortunately, not a single hit on that level 2 crit I wanted to see. But he has 30k medium crits. That's not bad at all. 30k medium crits. And 35k now at this point with that extra fury from the Sig. And yeah, the fight is over. He didn't even need to throw anything else. 60 hits. It's not too bad. Said Storm fight, I think, was the next one he recommended watching. Yeah, there we go. So Storm fight, wonderful. Again, will it be the same rotation? I think it's going to be pretty much the same, where he goes for special 1 to lock in some stifles, and then at that point, you know, just rush up to level 2 and be done with it. Was it still the old animation? So he has, I think it was a still old animation from Storm. So he had recorded this in a while, hadn't he? Yeah, so this was a bit older footage before Storm's buff. Interesting. All good though. Absolutely no problem. Let's see the damage here. 41k, 40k crit. So that level 2 alone did well over 100k damage with only 2 hits critting. Now at this point the Storm is being completely eaten up alive. Jeez. That is quite a lot of damage. 62k crit. Not bad. Right, I want to see a Wolverine fight. And that is going to be it for this video. If you want to see more footage, let me know in the comment section. I'll do my best to oblige. There is, I believe, enough clips left not shown yet. So let's take a look. Wolverine against the big Annihilus. With Max Despair, you could stop the region completely. Oh, he doesn't. So does he have a Max Despair or not? I was thinking that he's just gonna kind of mainly rely on Despair, but it does look like there is Despair pretty much. Well, at the very least, even at Despair 1, he works well enough. If you have like 15 debuffs on the opponent, then, you know, Despair 1 or 2, that's pretty much all you need, I'd say. So he gets 10 Furies, wonderful, and that Wolverine is just gonna get absolutely charred down within seconds, given that Wolverine actually has lower health pool than the rest of the Realm of Legends fights. Because that region is absolutely irrelevant here at this point. Wonder if without any points in Despair, he could outdamage Wolverine. That'd be interesting to see. But either way, definitely do not forget to check out Ebzone. because that is exactly how Akoris sent over the footage. I will also leave a link to Akoris' YouTube channel in the video description for those of you who do not know. Akoris was actually a semi-finalist the last year's Summoner Showdown, so a very good player. And yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys next time around. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the